WSMR URL TV News here with the Mad King.
Mad King.
Jay the Nightwing, man. I want to talk to you about some things, right?
All right.
Let me ask you something. You're making some progression in your career, but obviously you've been a fan of battle rap. You've had PGs, things like that.
Yeah.
You've watched, I guess, kind of from the outside and now actually going through it, watching URL and the culture kind of change and things like that. Out of these new concepts that they're rolling out, so for example, Band, you got Caffeine, you got the Caffeine chat voting, you got the URL app, you got the URL app voting. Like out of all those different new things, like which one is your favorite and why?
I think all of them, I don't really have a favorite.
Okay.
I think all of those things are necessary, if not for some kind of process to improve and create something different later. Okay. Or just, just a different experience. Because battle rap is really organic, man. Like it's gonna constantly evolve into something different. Like, so I'm with all things as long as it don't hurt the culture. And I don't feel like any of those things hurt the culture. I feel like they're all necessary. You know what I mean? Okay.
All right, so I'm not gonna let you be that modest though. So I'm gonna apply just a little bit of pressure here real quick. So when it comes to, I'm gonna take one of my own personal favorites, the URL app vote. So the battle, you watched it live for free on Caffeine. It drops on the app whenever it drops. Now you get to watch it back. You can pause, rewind, whatever. You break down the bars, and then you can vote who won each round. Or sorry, you vote who won the battle. You give your reactions. How do you feel about the app voting, just the vote? Like, do they matter? Do they count? What's your thoughts?
I don't really think it's voting per se. Okay. I think it's more like a track record of what entertained you. Oh. And what it's more like a entertainment tracker rather than a vote. Like, because it's. If I might be mistaken with how it works, but so when I'm hitting
that's the reaction.
Yeah, that's reaction. But say that person, it depends on what rules we're going by. You know what I mean?
So how it works? So you got your reactions, right? That's counting just react. How many times somebody made you make the jazz face, whatever. But then when the battle's over, you got to hold the mic up. Sorry. When the battle's over, you get to pick who you felt won the battle. So somebody can have a crazy round of reactions. A very popular one, Mike P's second round versus Danny Myers. Reactions out the world. But Danny Myers won the first and third round. So Danny Myers wins the battle on the app. Like, people pick Danny to win.
And there's for sure a way to choose who you feel won, and that can be separate from who had more reactions,
right? And I mean, in general, if you give somebody, let's just say, the max reactions 30, in all 3 rounds, it's probably not going to be a scenario where they got 30s all 3 rounds and you feel like the other person won, unless it's a classic. You got Rock and Light, something like that, where both of them was going bananas. So you know what I mean. But
I think it's also kind of telling to where we are in the culture, because I think if this was say the early, it's 2010, around that era. I feel like if this was there around that time, a lot of the people, when people watch a battle, they're whoever entertains them the most, that's kind of who they gravitate to. They don't go off the old rules of this guy was more entertaining, but he choked, so I'm gonna give the other guy the battle.
Okay. You talk at me next time. That's my thing. At the end of the day, you choke, you can't win the round if you choke, in my opinion. It's my thing. So.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. No, I stand firm on it.
And those are
it's battle rap
original
rules.
10 commandments of battle rap. But we're starting to see that people are still siding with who, regardless of whether they choked. I'm a key example of that. I got 2 battles on the app that I've choked on, and
and they still got you winning.
Yeah, and they still got me winning. Yeah. So it's kind of telling, of the audience that you have now in battle rap. Not everyone is applying the same kind of the same kind of ideology towards
I just call it the rules.
Yeah.
Some people change the rules as they go. Depending on who's battling. Again, you just battled New Jersey Twerk, Everybody knows it's my favorite battle rapper. When he chokes, he lost the round. And it is what it is. And you'll have other people like, but he still said this and that. And I've had to argue with him like, nah, bro, you lost that round. Like, and it is what it is. I guess I'm stuck in them 10 Commandment rules, as you call them. Like, you're not choking to win in a round.
And I feel like the thing is, I don't have any evidence that having one set of rules or favoring one side over the other as far as rules goes, I don't have any evidence that either of them are like hurting the culture.
Right.
I just don't, because a lot of people got a problem with like the older rules or like the older rules, like the people who go by the older rules, they got a problem with the people who are like, anything goes.
Yeah. And
it's like, I'm not sure why, because like, I don't see either really hurting anything, like as far as like.
It's turned into a talking to. I feel like I'm on the wrong side of this. Because I feel like if you reward, so somebody chokes in 2 rounds, how you gonna tell me they won the battle? Now, what the people tend to say is, well, if the other guy was that bad, I'm sorry, this is the URL. There's nobody on the URL that is that bad where somebody can choke 2 rounds and beat them, in my opinion.
How much did you like this twerk battle, me and Jay, or Jay and twerk?
Oh, it was dope. It was really dope.
You never would have got that based off those old rules, because I would have been gone.
That is a fact. But you had to work your way back up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's how.
Yeah, Ultimate Madness got you in my good grade, if I'm being honest. Because it was like, when I saw your name, I'm like, oh. And then you had Real Sick. And I'm like, no way. No way. Real Sick's going to wash him. Like, he can't even get through.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm a betting man and I first see Jay and Real Sick.
At that point in time. But now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You built your brand back up and people see the potential that you've had. So, it is what it is. So, last question just about this wins thing, right? Mm-hmm. Does winning matter in battle rap now?
Winning is subjective.
Okay.
It depends on what you mean by winning. Does winning rounds against a battler in the old sense matter? Not so much.
Right.
Or not as much as it did before.
Right. Okay.
Does winning in a sense of getting fans like more engaged by you than the other absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, Jay, man, I've taken up plenty of your time, man. I definitely want to thank you, man. It is what it is, man. I'm Jesse Anwar's URL TV News.
Mad King.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
All right.